If you're not getting what you want out of your content, it's because you lack the skills of creating good fucking content. Everyone's talking about personal brand, but no one's actually building it. Everyone's selling fucking business coaching online, but it's not fucking business coaching. The way that the info space is working right now is you need to make fucking content. No shit. No shit, you need to make content. But how are you going to make content if you're just fucking mindlessly picking up your phone and pressing record? You're not going to be doing anything significant. You want to be pushing yourself out of your comfort zone. Okay, your comfort zone might be in the beginning, oh, I feel uncomfortable on camera, putting myself out there in public. Well, guess what, brother? Like, if you're not putting yourself out there in public in the first place, you're never going to fucking make any progress. But actually, once you start making that first jump, congratulations. Now let's get better. Let's learn how to use a fucking camera. Let's learn how to fucking hire a videographer, manage editors. Hire someone to hire the videographer and then manage the editors. That is up to you. But it is your responsibility to push yourself and put yourself in the position where you feel uncomfortable so you can grow. The comfort zone is dangerous. And in being in the comfort zone, you will never fucking grow. I am saying this because this is something that I knew I needed to do for 4 years. 4 fucking years. From the minute I started my entrepreneurial journey and I actually started seeing success, that was when I realized, okay, making content and building a personal brand is going to be valuable. But did I start? No, I didn't. Why? Because I wasn't sure how to fucking approach it. I wasn't confident in what I did. I wasn't actually doing anything valuable. I didn't want to put my face behind something because I was self-conscious of the thing that I was selling wasn't actually helping people. But now in actually building businesses and actually helping people, realizing that's actually the point of business. The point of business isn't to fucking make money. The point of business is to help people and make the world a better place. That's why entrepreneurs get paid so much money. And they're able to do things and not be bought. They don't have to sell their soul. They don't have to sell out because they have the freedom and the volition to understand how to influence reality and do what they want in their life. And this comes back to content. If you're unable to consider how you want to position yourself, if you're unable to consider what you want to talk about and even think about, okay, how do I want to position my brand? What do I want to be attached to? What do I want to be not attached to? If you can't even do that and be consistent in posting and enjoying the fucking process, you're never going to see any success, any meaningful marginal success. You can't. It's impossible because you're weak. You're weak in the fucking mind. You don't back yourself. You have no confidence. And if you do see success, you're going to be suffering from it because you're going to be seeing success and you're going to be hating it. You're not going to be enjoying it. There's nothing worse than being paid to do something you fucking hate. That's the whole point we got into entrepreneurship. To fucking be free. To do whatever the fuck we want. And now we've built this business where we fucking hate it. Why would we do that to ourselves? It defeats the whole point of building a business in the first place. Sure, build a business to make money. Then what? Buy a fucking nice watch, and then what? Build a life for yourself where you're trying to keep up with the internet and outspend the internet, which you can't, because now no one actually cares if you have a nice car. They only care about who you are and what you do. And then think about this. This is why so many people are fucking sheep. Whenever you meet someone, what is the first 3 things they say? What is your name? Where are you from? And what do you do? Think for yourself, brother. Why are we asking this? You're on default mode. No one's going to remember someone that just says, oh, my name's Finn. I'm from fucking Australia and I do online business. It's not interesting. Doing online business is fucking retarded. No one cares. It used to be cool. It used to be interesting. Not anymore. Because the barrier to entry to being an entrepreneur is so fucking low. Everyone's calling themselves a fucking entrepreneur. Everyone's saying they have an online business. No one is doing it. No one is actually taking on the risks and the responsibilities and improving the lives of other people. And the ones that are struggling because they're suffering from a bunch of things, or they're going to be doing incredibly fucking well because they're focused on their customer and their product and they're enjoying what they do and they'll do it consistently for a long enough period of time to see results. And then finally, what do you do? This is exactly what I was just talking about. What do you do? I make the world a better place. I make incredible content. I make art. There's a reason why artists, musicians have a cult following because they're doing it. They're putting themselves into their work. If you're an entrepreneur, if you're not putting yourself into the work, you're never going to get the success that you want. if you're not having any skin in the game, if you're not putting yourself out there and really like actually risking your reputation to make the world a better place, you're not going to get what you want out of it. And then it comes back to your inputs and the way you receive and perceive yourself. Rule number 1, never do business with fat people. Why? Because they're lazy. If you're fat, go to the fucking gym, eat less. And why do I say this? Because your internal world and the way you carry and conduct yourself shows exactly how you do business. If you're unable to care about your health, then how are you able to care about the health of your business? If you're unable to eat healthy, how are you able to consume content which is good for the mind, so when you go to make content, it is going to be interesting, helpful, and actually useful to someone? If you're consuming a bunch of shitty content, it's going to be filling up your mind and you're unable to think and create art. And in creating art, it allows you to take your business and do whatever you want in life. Because the cool thing about entrepreneurship is you're able to influence the way that the universe and the world and the reality around you works to get what you want out of it. Because you get energy in return, energy in forms of money. In that money, you can then trade that with someone for goods and services, which then you can use to leverage to get what you want out of life. The only thing that is keeping you back is fear. The fear of putting yourself out there, putting yourself in the position where you can be taken not seriously, putting yourself in the position where people can laugh at you, putting yourself in the position where it's awkward, it can feel cringe, and if it feels cringe, good. Because deep down you know it's shit. Deep down you know you can do better. Deep down you know you can work harder. If you're not putting everything you can towards improving and becoming the best version of yourself, what the fuck are you doing? What is the point of doing all of this if you're not putting everything into it? If you're not putting everything into the things that you care about in life? And I'm not trying to be hyperbolic in the sense where you got to go all in on business, you got to do all this content, but I'm being very fucking specific in go all in on having the best life you can. Go all in on living your life in the pursuit of becoming the highest version of yourself. If you can do that, you're going to get rewarded by the universe, God, whatever you want to call it. And you'll have a life that is so fucking amazing, you won't even understand. And if your life is amazing and you're watching this video, you're understanding and you're like, holy shit, I don't want to do anything else other than move forward and progress. And it comes back to the content where you're actually showing on camera your life. You're showing on camera the way you think. You're able to be a professional, switch on, and be able to put your thoughts out into the world so that you're presenting yourself in a manner which can influence the way people think. And if you can influence the way that people think, you can influence the way they act. If you can influence the way people act, you can influence the way they live their life, and you can influence the fucking world around you. You can make the world a better place. Because if everyone's thinking correctly, everyone's doing good actions, the world is going to be a lot better. The current state of the world is a reflection of consciousness, because we live in the mainstream where the mainstream is trying to keep us scared, it's trying to keep us divided, it's trying to keep us small, it's trying to keep us in a feared state. So what happens? We live in a world where people are living from a place of fear, they're living from a place of scarcity. Now, what can you do about it? Not much, to be fair. But guess what? You can control your little world around you. You can control where you place yourself. You can just move. That's the beauty of making money and being an entrepreneur. You just make money and you fucking move. You can't be bought. If you can't be bought, go wherever the fuck you want. It's your money. It's your decision. If you have online money, even better. You can literally do what you want anywhere in the world. You just need an internet connection and a fucking laptop. Not even a laptop, a fucking phone. It's so easy. The barrier to entry is so low. But in it being low, it allows people to just call themselves an entrepreneur because no one's checking, no one's fact checking. But you can tell because they're shit. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. Their stuff looks horrible. And if your stuff looks horrible, good. Use that as motivation to learn some fucking skills and improve. That's why so many people have shitty content. That's why so many people just aren't good at what they do. Because their ego is tying them. They think they're good, which is actually true because they're seeing in their mind that they can be good, but they're not able to just remove themselves from the present and say, actually, no, I am going to be good. I'm learning how to get good. I'm going to learn and improve. They're scared of losing. Because in losing, you can't learn. There's only two things you can do in life. Well, three things really. You can either fucking lose, or you can learn, or you can win. Now, if you live a life in a way where you're not losing, you're only learning and winning, you're only making steps forward, or you're learning how to make bigger steps forward. You make a mistake, you learn. From learning, you get better. From getting better, you start to win. From starting to win, you like to win. So you want to keep winning. So you keep going. There is nothing more important than putting yourself in a position where you're able to continue and surround yourself with people that are learning and winning. And that is why it is so hard to break out of this like stage when you're in a rut, because you're surrounded by the same people and you're in your comfort zone. You're comfortable with the friends around you. And when you start making progress, you realize that the world and God, the universe around you starts to position the right people in front of you to keep you progressing, to keep you going, to keep pushing you forward. This whole content for me, I was pushed by friends of mine around me. I didn't get into this. And that's why I said before, I've been doing this shit for I was putting this off for 4 years, maybe 3 years, but 4 years, let's say 4 years, fuck it. 4 years. And then only in seeing a friend of mine take the leap into this and starting to see a little bit of progress, I was like, holy shit, I can play out where he's going. And if I don't keep up with him, I'm going to be left behind. The train has departed and I'm going to miss out. So what did I do? I learned from him. I tried to help him as much as I could. And in doing that, I was able to understand how to create content. I was able to understand how to grow my content, my accounts, how to get views, how to gain our attention. Because I already had business skills, now I understand how to get attention and I know how to build a business. I know how to help people and I know how to build products which solve problems. So then you put that shit together, you have a bunch of attention. That attention has problems. You have a business which solves problems. You put that shit together and you have a fucking printer. You have a money printer and you have a positive flywheel because you have people that are working with you that are fulfilled. They enjoy what they do and they will fucking refer people. And in word of mouth and referring, the business grows by default. Not only that, but the content compounds, because if the content is good, people are going to keep watching it. And if people keep watching it, they're going to talk about it. And people talk about it, they're going to be sharing it to their friends. And what happens when a lot of people start sharing shit together? It's a multiplicative effect, because one person shares to 2 people, 3 people, 4 people, quadratically. And then that's why you see compound overnight. And then it looks like an overnight success, but it's never an overnight success, because you missed the fucking 4 years of putting shit off, putting my business as the front line, actually just being in a fear scarcity mindset, not wanting to learn, not wanting to improve, not understanding what I need to do to learn. And then when you start trying, you start learning, you put yourself in a position where you're going to be fucking learning. You're like, I'm going to say failing so you can understand, but you're going to be learning, you're going to be making mistakes. But that is okay. That is expected. Because if it's not expected, then it would be easy and everyone would be good at it. And if everyone's good at something, that is fine, because consciousness and humanity will progress. In consciousness and humanity progressing, we will live in a much more abundant, lively world. Things will be nicer. Things will be on time. We would be multi-planetary. We would have everything we need. But now we have to rely on fucking AI to do that for us, because we're so retarded we can't do that for ourselves. Look at nature. Tomatoes are free. Apples are free. Everything's grown on trees. It's fucking free. The only thing that actually costs things is humans' time. Actually, physically, the only thing that costs is humans' time. Energy is abundant. It's unlimited. Things grow. Nature grows. It compounds. You have one seed, it turns into a tree. That tree creates seeds, you grow that. All right. The only thing that isn't renewable is humans' time. Like actually, physically, humans' time is what's not renewable. So their money is a transaction between goods and services, sure, but it's actually a transaction for people's time. And then you have governments which are profiting because they're able to print money and like actually devalue the value of your time. So if you're not making actions now into improving your life, you're not going to be able to make the jump out of this current position, because every single day your time is getting worth less and less and less. As inflation increases, money gets more expensive, shit gets more expensive, your time is worth less. And the people that are doing this are stealing from you and they don't care. So what do? You build a product, you put yourself on the line, you start learning how to create attention, you start learning how to build a product that is valuable, and you put that shit together and you have a business. What do you have when you have a business? You have a vehicle which you can charge for something, make a profit, and then with that profit, you can reinvest, get leverage, get better at making content, get people to work for you, get people to do fulfillment for you. And in doing that, You're able to have a business where you're removed from it and things are working, things are moving. You're getting other people to train their time for money. But in doing that, if you have a good business, you're going to have good profits. And with good profits, you can pay people more. When you pay people more, they're going to want to work with you for longer. What happens when someone works with you for a long period of time? They're going to learn. They're going to learn everything about the business. They're going to upskill themselves. When they upskill themselves, they get better. So you're getting a better return on investment for their time. So they're going to have a net more output than they would if they were working for just the first month. Within the first year, they'll probably be 5 times more productive. So they're going to, and sure, you might charge them, pay them an extra 20% over the market rate. But with that extra year, first of all, they're not going to churn out. So you don't need to get new people into the business. It's not going to be a hassle where you can focus on actually making your product better. But more importantly, they're going to be fucking more skilled. So you can get them to do at the level where they're able to be more efficient, serve more customers. And in doing that, you have a business which is profitable and is compounding and is growing. There is no reason why you should not be progressing. The reason you're not progressing is because you're too far forward. You're thinking you're far behind. You're thinking you're afraid. You're worried. But the actual fact is, zoom back, zoom in right now. We are here in this world. We are only living in the present, and we can only control what we can control. And make a plan what you're going to do to change your life or improve your life, and step the fuck out of your side of your comfort zone. Leave your hometown. There's a reason why superheroes in all movies leave their hometowns, because that's where the growth needs to be happening. They need to remove themselves from the comfort zone and the environment they grew to the point where they realize, oh no, I need to break out of this and go to become my own person. Step outside of your comfort zone, put yourself out there, actually care about people, and do good things in the world. Be honest. Try and do exactly what you can to get to what you want out of life. And have good intentions. And having good intentions, having good, honest, hardworking principles, the universe will reward that. God will reward that. And people will reflect that upon you. And in doing that, you will have an amazing life. In stepping outside of your comfort zone, you'll be putting yourself in a position where growth is guaranteed. And I'll tell you this. If you're going to be declining, it's going to be hard. If you're going to be staying the same, it's going to be hard. And if you're going to be growing, it is also going to be hard. It is your decision. It is up to you to choose your hard. But I'm going to choose growth every fucking time. Hence why I'm going to be a fucking billionaire. So you have 2 options. You can continue watching the show. You can continue watching the documentary, because you're going to see the whole journey of me becoming a billionaire. Or you can build your show. You can build your life. Become the character in your movie right now. What would that person do? What would the highest version of yourself do right now? If you can answer that, then you can understand the actions that you should be doing right now, the actions you should be doing tomorrow. And you can rewire your identity to conform and align with the way that you want to live your life. Thank you for your time, because it's the only valuable thing you can give me. Thank you for your attention, and have an amazing day. Stay honest and be hardworking.